welcome to Impact Media Presents. I'm Kelly Redmond, your host and Executive Director of Impact Media and Entertainment Coalition. I am so excited this morning to bring to you one of my very, very dear friends and one of my absolute favorite people. Mr. Teddy Astin is the author of Golden, A Golden Past and a Platinum Future. And Teddy was a music executive with Warner Brothers. We go back to my early days in the ATL. Welcome, Teddy. It's so good to see you this morning.
Good morning, Kelly. It's great to see you as well. And thank you for your invitation, inviting me to Impact Media Presents. I really do appreciate it, and I'm very honored to be here.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. When I think of my fondest days of living in Atlanta, you are among some of my favorite memories in Atlanta. I mean, we met when I was working in the council office and running the council office for Bill Campbell, and you had Bill and me and the staff at all of the best concerts and
Yeah.
music events, and oh my goodness, those were like the glory days of Atlanta, the early 90s. Oh my goodness, it was an amazing, amazing time. And when you told me that you were doing this book, I said, oh my goodness, I have to do whatever I can to support you. I'm going to do another shout out to one of my favorites about you, Teddy's Live at Underground Atlanta. Oh goodness. Ooh, you talk about good.
Yeah.
I need Teddy everywhere I've been looking for and needing a venue like Teddy's Live to have all of our classic R&B artists right there in a very intimate, beautiful, classy venue at a iconic place, downtown Atlanta, the underground Atlanta. Oh my God. It didn't get any better than that. I mean, I keep looking for, I can't find it in LA. So it is what a blessing to have you. And I want you to tell a little bit of your story of how you got started in the music industry and what led you to writing this book.
Okay, I'd be happy to, Kelly. What led me to writing this book, people always ask me, Teddy, how did you go from the mailroom to the Warner Brothers boardroom? Well, I
Mhm.
really didn't start in the mailroom. I started in the warehouse in the Warner Brothers Distribution Center and later promoted to the supervisor of the mailroom. And after a year and a half in the mailroom, Warner Brothers Records was beginning to build a black music dynasty because
Mhm.
at the time, Warner Brothers Records was known as a rock and roll and country and western record label.
Yes.
So Warner Brothers is saying, "Wow, look at all these things that Motown is doing, uh, Capitol Records is doing, and Epic Records and Columbia Records. All of these black soundtracks like the Superfly, Sparkle, the Mac, they were selling 10 million albums
Yes.
and movies. You know what I mean? Um, so Warner Brothers is like, man, we're missing the boat here. We got to get into the black music business. We got to hire the best music people in the country. And just so happened for me, I'm in the right place at the right time because I just had been promoted to the supervisor of the mailroom. So, and everybody was hearing great things about me because being the supervisor of the mailroom is a very important position because you have to make sure that every radio station around the country is getting the proper music for their format.
Mm.
Prior to me being the supervisor of the mailroom, records was they were coming in and just mailing them out. So I
Yes.
had to sort it out. Make sure if you was a country and western station, you got the country and western records. If you was
Yes.
a black radio station, you got the black music. If you were top 40, eh, alternative, or whatever your format was, you were going to get the records. And not only were you going to get the records, you were going to get the records properly packaged. Because
Exactly.
back in those days, we were still in the 45s and the album. distribution. So if you didn't properly package those records, sending them out to the radio station, by the time the radio station got them, they were warped and they still couldn't play it. So we got the mailroom straightened out. Everybody was happy about it. People were saying really good things about me. So when Warner Brothers is building this black music dynasty, here I am, a young man, 21 years old. Warner Brothers searched all around the country, came up with the best staff, as well as I was hired for the last position as the promotion manager for the Carolinas. So they moved me to Charlotte, North Carolina to develop the black music market for the Carolinas. And luckily for me, it was a great move for me because North and South Carolina had more black radio stations than any other region in the country.
Wow. And
Which all,
before
yeah,
we've got so much that we want to cover in this 12-minute segment. We're going to have you back so you can tell the full story from your
absolutely.
career as well as dig real deep into some of the stories of the artists that you feature in the book. We know that this deserves a whole full hour episode, and we are going to do that so that we can get the full story out as our ninth out of 12 Christmas special. I want to highlight the book so that people know how to get it. As we see it scrolling on the bottom, the website, www.toughact.net. And tell us, uh, give us a snippet of the book and some of the people that are featured in the book, and then why you did the book. And then we'll wrap it up real soon so that
Okay.
we will schedule something in the new year, at the top of the new year, to go deeper into these stories, because I know everyone wants to hear, and I want to hear directly from you, in addition to having the book and reading the book, to be able to do more of a deeper dive into all of the incredible stories. So let's share some of the people that you worked with and who's featured in the book, and share a snippet of a story or two.
Okay, well, be happy to. And Kelly, thank you for posting the website for the book. Because in the book, if you go to the website is going to tell you a lot of information. It's going to give you the table of contents. It's going to tell you more about me, Teddy, the author of the book. You're going to see over 50 gold and platinum albums that I received over the years from the different artists that we worked with, promoted, marketed, tutored throughout their careers. Also, in the Carolinas, that I took Prince on his first promotional tour. That's a whole nother story in itself. But Kelly, just to give you an idea of
Yes.
the artists all of these artists here that we promoted, marketed, and developed.
Yes.
And just starting again with Prince, Morris Day and the Time, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, Vanity Six, Sheila E., Zap featuring Roger, Madonna, Quincy Jones, Miles Davis, Tevin Campbell, James Ingram, Patty Austin, Bob Marley, Sly Stone, Larry Graham, Sylvester, Shaka Khan, Ashford and Simpson, George Clinton, the Funkadelics, Bootsy's Rubber Band, Rod Stewart, Ice T, Big Daddy Kane, Michael McDonald, Al B. Shore, Karen White, George Benson, Earl Clue, there was a great group that we put together called Foreplay that featured Bob James, Lee Ritenour, Nathan East, and Harvey Mason. Along with that, Al Jarreau, David Sanborn, the Isley Brothers, Joe Sample, Rose Royce, Frankie Beverly, Jennifer Holliday, Keith Washington, Atlantic Star, Jasmine Guy, the Force MDs, Club Nouveau, and the Tom Tom Club. That's just to name a few,
That's
Kelly. Yeah,
and
and
what you were saying earlier about your experience in the mailroom making you such a perfect person to be the music, because you knew all the stations, you knew who was who, you knew all the music, and
yes.
it's just it's a wonderful, wonderful story.
Yeah, so that's how I went from the mailroom,
Yes.
no, from the warehouse to the mailroom to the Warner Brothers boardroom. I spent 20 years there at Warner Brothers, 20 of the most beautiful years of my life.
Yes.
And after that, like you mentioned, I decided to take on some new challenges. Open up a nightclub at Underground Atlanta called Teddy's Live.
Yes.
And you mentioned Teddy's Live. It was a very upscale nightclub
Yes.
featuring live entertainment 7 nights a week. And for my opening artist, opening act for my club was Joe Sample,
Oh
who was an
wow.
artist that I promoted and marketed at Warner Brothers. And when he heard that I was opening a nightclub at Underground Atlanta, he's like, Teddy, who's going to be an opening act? I said, well, I'm still trying to figure that out. He said, well, what about me? I said, are you serious? He said, man, I'll come down there and play for you for a week, 2 shows a night, and
Yes.
I won't charge you a dime. All you got to do is pay for my expenses. I'm like, thank you. That kicked off Teddy's Live. But we had some great entertainment there. You know, one of the highlights of Teddy's Live was Kelly was a Valentine's Day.
That's
Uh,
my favorite.
it was a Valentine's Day
Michael
concert.
Henderson.
Yeah, it
And
featured Norman Connors,
and
James Caan,
yes,
and Michael Henderson.
yes,
Man, it was a great week for love, loving someone, being loved on Valentine's week. That was one of
yes,
the highlights of Teddy's Live as
yes.
well.
I remember that one vividly. You know what else I remember?
What do you remember, Kelly?
You allowed me to celebrate my 25th birthday as
Yeah,
a fundraiser for the
yeah,
Camel Premier campaign.
sure did.
And we had Brian McKnight's brother, Fred McKnight, and his band perform that night.
Yeah, yeah. And and that was a great fundraiser that you did for Councilman Bill Campbell, who later became mayor of Atlanta and
Yeah,
one of my dearest friends.
yeah, that was right in the middle of the campaign. We have some wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
memories. And again, I couldn't let this opportunity go by to highlight you as one of my 12 favorites. I say Christmas favorites, but you're one of my favorites of all time.
You're one of mine too, Kelly.
I love
Don't ever forget it.
absolutely. And we are going to bring you back very soon to dig deeper because we have a lot to cover. You have so many rich stories about all of our favorite musicians. And we're going to make sure we plan it in advance and have, our audience at a time where our audience can be here to give some live feedback as well. But thank you so, so much for joining us today. Please, please, please go to www.toughact.net to purchase your copy of the book, A Golden Past and a Platinum Future. And Teddy, I will see you real soon. And you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season.
And you as well, Kelly. And thanks again to you and Impact Media Presents. We very much appreciate you and the staff.
All right. Thank
Happy
you
holidays.
so much. Happy holidays. Love you so
Bye.
much.
Love you back. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. We're going live again real soon, but so grateful to Teddy Astin and all of the hard work that he's done to bring excellence in the music industry and promoting our absolute best and favorite Black artists. Thank you so much, Teddy, and look forward to seeing you again for that full special in the new year. Everybody take good care, and I'll see you real soon.